hardly find many places in southeastern part of Nigeria where they still hold tenaciously to their culture. I mean, certain titles, joining certain cultural classes, becoming a title holder is not as stringent as it used to be in the olden days. I mean, in those parts of southeastern part of Nigeria. But there is this town that is still holding tenaciously to their cultural practices. I'm talking about Oguta. Oguta in Imo State, Nigeria. Now, I was in Oguta to witness the celebration of a particular title in that town. Now, this title is the Oshiji title. You see, for you to become Oshiji, you have to pass through rigorous processes which are also financially tasking. And you know, in those days, in the olden days, even in Igbo land, you don't find so many persons becoming members of a particular class, a particular respected class, like the Ozo title holders, the Nze title holders, the Ogbuagu group, as it used to be in those days, is still how it is today. And in Oguta, there is this title, they call it Oshiji, Oshiji title. Before you become an Oshiji, you have to pass through rigorous processes. Now, the first stage is Ekwamo. For you to do the Ekwamo, your father must be dead. Only those whose fathers are late, only those whose fathers are dead, do the Ekwamo, which is to say, you can't have your father alive and you do Ekwamo. So you see, some persons actually did the Ekwamo process while they were small. When their father died, some at the age of 8, some at the age of 12, their mothers or uncles did it for them. It's a prestigious process that prepares you to become a full-blown Nze. That is the first process. And I witnessed that process in Oguta. So the Ekwamo involves where the person is blessed. The person is blessed, prayed for, and then white chalk is placed on his hands. During the Ekwamo, there is a list given to you by your Abanta. Abanta is a kind of subgroup among the Nzes, or those who are in the process of becoming Nze. It involves what they call Ibuawaya Nakambu. It's all about a list that is presented, and you must provide all that was mentioned in the list. So after the Ekwamo, you do the one that is called Memona. Memona is the one you do for your age grade, and it is financially tasking. After the Memona, you now proceed to the main Oshiji. Oshiji is the one that is the grand finale. So I witnessed the Oshiji event where one man, a prestigious man in Oguta, that is Oshiji Azubike Ndupu, did his own Oshiji grand finale. So on that day, the first people to appear were the Okoroshi dancers. So the Okoroshi dance is done by those who have passed the first stage of becoming Nze. You can call them baby Nze, or you can say that they are the ones whose application to become a full-blown Nze has been accepted. That's the very first stage. They've done the Ekwamo. That's what they've done, and they are in the process of becoming Nze. But then they are at the early stages of becoming Nze. They call them the Okoroshi dancers. So you can see their regalia. It's not everybody that can wear that. You must have passed through the process. That is that first stage of becoming Nze before you can wear the Okoroshi attire and dance the Okoroshi in front of the Oshijis. Those that have become Oshiji, you dance it in front of them. So on this very day, Oshiji Asubike Udupu was to come out and let the world know that he has become an Oshiji. He's heading to his maternal home. So if you look down there, you will see a place there's canopy. That is his maternal home. His first outing is to go and tell people in his maternal home that he's now an Oshiji. That's him there in the middle, wearing white, gorgeously dressed with his wife by his right. Oshiji Azubike. And the first thing you do is to move to your maternal home in a colorful procession led by the Okoroshi dancers, then the Oshiji title holders, the prestigious Oshiji title holders. They will follow you, and then you will move to your maternal home. After a brief ceremony, you will now be dressed in the regalia of a full-blown Oshiji, and then what happens? You march back to your own house where the grand ceremony is done to celebrate your inclusion into a special class of Oshiji title holders. Go to Ubuta and mention Oshiji, you will know that this class of personalities are well respected. Not everybody can join the Oshiji. They are selected, and even if you are selected, you might stop at the first stage. That is the one I showed you about the Okoroshi dancers. You might stop at the first stage because you don't have the financial power to conclude the process. It is really tasking. But at the end of the day, you'll be glad you did. People in Ubuta still hold their cultural practices in high regard. What a wonderful ceremony.